This video is to show you how to develop a right circular cone. The right part in the name is the actual right angle that is formed if you were to draw a line from the tip of the cone down to the very center, okay? And this of course forms a right angle with the base. And you can basically think of this as this triangle is revolved around this axis 360 degrees, and you come up with a cone, okay? And that's a right circular cone. Now the way to do the development is actually very easy, because you don't have to find any true length lines, because since this is the front view and that's the top view, the front view shows the true length of the edge of the cone. They're called slant lines, okay? Now the way to do the development is to just draw a circle and let the top of the cone be the center point of your circle, and let the outside of the circle be the end of one of the slant lines, okay? And thus that length is the radius of your circle, okay? Now once you've done that, you can just simply move the circle out to the side and then draw a line from the center point of the circle, and make sure you have your center point snap set, and then just draw it straight down, okay? Now all you need to do is find the angle between this line and the next line that forms the outside edges of the cone. And the way to do that, there's a simple formula. It's R divided by S, and that amount times 360. R is the radius of the base of the cone, and S is the slant line length, okay? So you can find both of those very easily, and I'll tell you a nice little tool I like to use is called Quick Calc. And you can just type that in the command line, QUICK-CALC, and then enter. And if this is the first time you use it, it might take it a second to come up, but it has some tools up here at the top, and what I want to use is this distance between 2 points, okay? Now I want to measure the distance between the center point and the outside edge, and that's my R, okay? My radius of the base of the cone. So I have my center point snap on and my quadrant snap, and I'll select those 2 points, and it automatically puts that amount in the calculator for me, okay? So I'll just click on this line and then put the slash, because the next amount I need is the S, the slant length, okay? So I'll use that same tool again, and then I'll click on the top of the cone and then the end point of the cone, okay? And as you can see, it put that amount, that length in there for me as well. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to put parentheses around this, okay? And it's very important that you put those parentheses, and then I'm going to put the multiplication symbol and type in 360, and then hit enter, and I get a value of this, okay? Now this is an angle, is what that is. So I'm just going to highlight this, then right click and copy. Alright, now I can close the Quick Calc, and I want to type in RO for rotate, and what I want to do, I want to rotate this line around the endpoint here, okay? And you'll see what I'm doing here in a minute, but I'll type in RO and then enter. Now I want to select that as my object, and the end point of that line, which is also the center point of the circle, is what I want to select next, because it asks me to specify the base point. Alright, and now down in the command line you may be able to see it says specify rotation angle, or C for copy, or R for reference. Well, what I want to do is I want to copy that line. I want a duplicate of that line, so I'll type C and enter, and now it asks me to specify a rotation angle, okay? Now I can just click on the command line and then right click and paste. Okay, and if you'll remember, this is the angle that I calculated in the Quick Calc feature. And after I've done that, I can just select enter, and you can see that it placed another line 141 point some odd degrees away from the original line that I drew. Okay, and now I can just trim away the part of the circle that I don't need. Okay, and this is the what the development of a right circular cone looks like, okay? And this arc length should be very close, if not exactly the same length as the circumference of this circle. So let's check that out, just to see if we did it right. I'll click on it and go to Properties, and that let's see if we can find the arc length on the list here. Yeah, here's the arc length, 10.8196. Okay, and if I click on the circle, and you can see the circumference is 10.8196, and that's exactly as it should be. Alright, and that's how you do a development on a right circular cone, and this concludes this video.